Hi, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Loretta and I'm going into my third year of teaching. I have an Instagram which is all about my teaching and planning. It's very heavily stationery focused. If you've been attracted to this video, I think it'd be your thing, so I'm going to leave it linked down below, so go ahead and do check that out. But today's video is to go through kind of what I'm calling 4 of the best teacher planners available in the UK, and they are a hefty lot altogether, but here we go. So we have 4 different ones that I picked. There are other availables. There are more and more becoming available every kind of single year, which is amazing. The ones that are already out there seem to be upping their game year on year, so we are getting treated to some really incredible planners in the UK, which is great because I think it goes without saying that most teachers are a bit of a stationery fiend, and we like stationery. And teaching is hard. Teaching is really hard. You are juggling a lot of things all of the time. So you do need to have a planner or a system or something that keeps you in check, whatever that is. So for some people that's digital, they can do it all. I'm definitely a paper girl. So let's get ahead and start looking at the 4 planners that we're going to be looking at today. So first up, and these are in no particular order, I'm just kind of pulling them as we go. We have the Happy Planner. This is in the classic size, and it does come in lots of different covers. The disc system on this is probably one of the biggest pros to this planner for me, as well as the size. All of the others are A4. Some do smaller options, which maybe I should have gone to, but we'll get to that when we get to those. But this one is the kind of classic one. It's the teacher one. It comes with this really lovely apple quote. This thing here is just kind of like glue jotted down and does come off, so you can see. I have got flips of all these planners separately, so I'm not going to show you every single page. I'm just going to show you kind of what I think are the key features. So the biggest one, like I said already, is the discs, and the fact that you can add things in, move things around, kind of pull it apart and put it back together how your brain works. So that is kind of one of the biggest things. I really like that the Happy Planner has this yearly overview page. Not all of them do, so you have that. Another big plus for me is that the months are divided up kind of by months, which sounds really obvious, but you've got the monthly, of course it wouldn't open, you've got the monthly overview page like this, and then when you turn that over, you immediately go into your weekly planning pages. Some planners have the months and the weeks separate. I prefer having it all together, so that works for me. I also really like that you have the tabs, and I think another big pro for this planner is just how simple it is. It doesn't have all of the added extras that you may or may not need, and because of the discs and all of the add-ons that they do, you can very easily customize this to have what you want in it. Price wise, this one RRP is for £27.99, and I did get this from Hey Little Magpie in the UK. There are quite a few Happy Planner UK stockists now, so it is worth shopping around if you're after a particular cover or add-on or anything like that. But this is the Happy Planner. So next up we have the Busy Teacher Company Planner. This is in the Wild design. This one is made by a teacher, and I think that shows. I talk a lot about that in the flip, so go and check that out. But kind of key points for me of this one. Let's start with the negatives, get those out of the way. I'm not a fan of wire rope binding, and it doesn't have any kind of corner protectors or elastic to keep it closed, and inside there aren't any tabs, so navigating between the sections can be a bit tricky, but really easy to overcome by adding those stick-in post-it ones you can get everywhere. The big positives for me for this one are that it is undated, so you're never going to have that, I haven't used my planner this week, I've got these big empty pages staring at me. You don't use your planner for the week, you don't fill that week in. It is what it is. The other biggest thing for me with this planner is the focus on well-being, so you can see it kind of there in those pages, and I'm just going to flip to it. Like I said, there aren't any tabs. One of my favourite kind of pages are these mindfulness sections, which has this worry balloon and a chance to talk through anything that might be worrying you. So this planner does retail for about £30. It includes free delivery, and if you enter a code that they have on their Instagram, you can get a lovely free tote bag, which is always a plus. Teachers use tote bags so often, so I feel like that's a really, really good free gift. Next up, we have the Positive Teacher Company planner in A4 size. Now this company does do an undated one in B6 size, which I did use for the latter half of last year when I switched jobs in the middle of the global pandemic. Fun story. But they do have kind of my first impressions of that planner on my Instagram. If you scroll across my profile to the IGTV tab, it'll be there. I had already kind of pre-ordered this one before I had that one, and in hindsight maybe I should have stuck with the B6 size because the smaller planner is a really great option. But they didn't have it in this cover, which I love. It reminds me of the Taylor Swift song Invisible String. So that was a major selling point for me. And the fact that you can get them embossed with your name. My name is Loretta, and I don't know about you, but growing up as a kid, I could never get my name on a hairband, a mug, a keyring, whatever. So if I can get it personalised with my name on, that's a big pro. So one of the biggest pluses to this planner that they have changed since last year is they now have the spiral binding and the metal page protectors. I'm not showing it very well, but it does also have the elastic closure. Again, this planner has lots and lots of great sections. I am going to do a separate flip, so I'm not going to show you every single section, but just a few key highlights for me are, where is it? All of these termly planning sections are really great, really useful. The weekly pages are just very simple, very easy to customise. You have a good amount of space for each day, and you also have a good amount of space for your to-dos. And my other favourite section of this planner is the kind of meeting pages. The downside for this planner for me, working in SEN, is that there are a lot of sections that probably I just won't use and don't need. So that for me just kind of adds unnecessary weight and bulk to the planner. I could maybe rip them out, but sometimes there's a not so useful to me section on the back of a useful one. But that is very personal. Again, love this planner, love this company. I do have their academic diary, which I'm definitely going to be using in the same cover. So go ahead and check those out. Like I said, if you want a particular cover design, I would act quickly because it may well sell out if it hasn't already. And last but not least, we have this one from Paperchase. Now I know they asked myself and some of the other Paperchase ambassadors for their opinion when making this planner. This is a new product for them. And at the time of filming, I can't find it on their website, and it wasn't in the store that I went into yesterday. But I literally received this in the post yesterday from the PR lady, so I'm sure it's coming very, very soon. And if we hassle them enough, it'll be up. But first up, pros of this planner is it's really colourful. It's a good size. I think it's quite gender neutral, except maybe for the kind of coral elastic. I know we have a lot of male teachers who often are like, these planners are great, but they're really girly. So I think other than the elastic, they've done a great job of keeping it gender neutral. Again, it has the wire binding, which I'm not a big fan of, and it doesn't have the protectors on the corner. You can see they've already become a bit dented, but it does have lots and lots of tabs, and again, very, very colourful. So the kind of favourite things in this planner for me are the quotes. You can tell they've asked teachers. These quotes are spot on. Some of the best quotes I've seen. Another pro, again, like the Busy Teacher Club one, is that it is undated. So you can use it kind of whenever you want, rather than kind of, you know, you never having that empty week. Another big pro, I'm just flipping it to you now, is that you have weekly planning pages, but then you also have a whole load of lesson planning pages. So these are really useful if you want to break down like a series of lessons. I say in my kind of overall flip where I look at pretty much every single page in this planner, but I think this is a great option if you're a training teacher, doing a PGCE, early career teacher. But I also think, like, Even in my third year of teaching and more veteran teachers, there's always value in reflecting, and I think there's some really good options for these. Another of my favourite pages, I'm just flipping to them now for you, are these kind of perforated self-evaluation pages. They're really great. I think every teacher should be doing them. I would highly encourage you to do some sort of self-reflection, even if it's not required by your school, because you know that's how we learn. And another big pro is that this is the only one that actually comes with stickers in it. I love a good sticker, so that's a big pro for me. I think the main negative is the spiral, and again, being an SEN teacher, there are sections that I just won't use, but I think this planner and paper chase have done a really good job at trying to cater to every teacher. Like I said, yeah, so Paper Chase have done a really good job at trying to cater to every single teacher, including secondary. I think that's the planner I've seen that, from my opinion, not teaching secondary, but having spoken to some of my secondary teacher friends, is the one that they would find be most useful. So big question. You have 4 teacher planners, Loretta. Which planner are you going to use? If I'm honest, right now I don't know. There are kind of pros, cons to every planner. There's pages that I love in every single planner. They all have their negatives. Nothing's ever perfect. I think even if I made something from scratch myself, I'd still find things down the line that hadn't worked. So this video is going to go through. So this video has looked at kind of a quick overview of negatives, positives, things I like, things I might change. I've got all of the flips of the videos. So this video I've gone through kind of the negatives, positives, pages I love, things like that. And to be honest, like I said, I still haven't decided which one I'm going to use in September. I think I'm going to have to do a heck of a pro-con list and maybe just have a play around setting them up. I might even trial using some of them for like a week or 2. I mean, if I only had 3, I could do 1 a term, but I have 4, and I do like having the whole year in a planner, so I'm going to have a big thing. But I really hope this video has been valuable for you in kind of going through the main pros and cons, showing you a few of my favourite and not so favourite features of each planner. And like I said, I have got a video of every single planner, either up already or coming very soon. If you have any questions at all, please do feel free to leave them in the comments down below or give me a DM on Instagram. I tend to be a bit quicker at responding over there. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to see which planner I end up using.